Hey there, RZF Faction.
What? That is crazy.
Watch the podcast.
I'm just not sure about that right now.
We're going to talk a little football.
Let's get it, baby.
Welcome everybody back to the RZF Faction podcast. As always, I'm your host Scott Wilson. Today we're going to go over the draft, my thoughts on what happened, and talk a little fantasy football. All right, first up, draft, my thoughts. Let's just start off with my Eagles. I thought it was a pretty good draft. Wasn't exactly thrilled about our 14 overall pick. I'm okay with it. We're going to be okay. It's just not the pick that I wanted. It's not that I was, nothing against Barnett. I was, he's a hell of a playmaker, a hell of a snag at 14, but at the same time, defensive end wasn't really a position of drastic need. I didn't think it was worthy of a first round, but obviously I don't, work there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Derek Barnett's a really good player. I think he's going to be fine. I'm a little confused. I think the main thing I was confused is we just signed Vinny Curry to a big deal, and we have Brandon Graham on the other side. Where's he going to play? I mean, I know Schwartz likes to rotate in and out, but I'm a little confused on having a first-round pick. A first-round pick's going to play, and you put him there where we've already kind of got a logjam. NFC East loading up on Bama players. Jonathan Allen and Ryan Anderson went picks rounds 1 and 2 to the Washington Redskins. That sucks. Love the hell out of Allen and Anderson, and now I can no longer pull for them. But I wish them luck in their journey in the NFL. And the Giants snagged Dalvin Tomlinson in the second round. So there's another Bama player. NFC East. So it's, Bama players all over the NFC East now, and none wearing green. That's unfortunate. Eagles drafted for the future. I don't think this draft was anything, like Barnett will be in down the road, which another problem I had. I want to win now. Otherwise, why did we just sign Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith to one-year deals? Didn't make any sense to me. My favorite pick the Eagles made was the Donnell Pumphrey pick on the 4th round, running back. He's small. He's not a real big back, but he's a burner. He's fast, and he's got moves. Really like that pick. Maybe they put him in the Darren Sproles kind of deal, being this is Sproles last year. Have the Roswell Douglas, the cornerback from West Virginia. I think he starts immediately. We picked him in the 3rd round. And then, of course, Sidney Jones, we got the 2nd round cornerback out of Washington. I think he'll play when he's healthy, which probably won't be till October, November. I think they're going to be careful with him, which I'm super cool with. Then the Saints. Let's talk about the Saints real quick. The Saints draft Lattimore in the 1st round at 11. I thought that was a solid pick. I do think these Ohio State players are a little bit overrated, but they're still good. And the Saints desperately needed DB help. So that was a smart pick by them. They definitely needed some secondary help. Still confused on the Kamara pick, but maybe they deal Ingram. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I have no idea. Alright guys, I want to talk a little bit about fantasy football. Leagues are up. We're ready to go. Please sign up. League dues will be collected at the draft. As always, Red Zone Factions, $15. Lost Tribe is $10. First year players are $20. The draft is going to be the last weekend or late August. Again, I will be in touch with everybody, keeping everybody up to date on draft date. But it will be more than likely the last weekend of August. Whether it's Saturday or Sunday, we'll debate later on due to people having work. I'll be in touch with everybody on that. Final notes for the show today. Watson will be the star of this draft. He will be a star in Houston. This was something I've been talking about here on the podcast for the last couple of weeks. I knew if he landed in the right situation, I said it, if he lands in Houston, watch out. He is going to be amazing. He landed there. That was the best pick of the draft. One of the best drafts. There's a couple of picks I liked for different teams, but the Watson move to them moving up to grab Watson at 12 from Cleveland was a great move by Houston. Of all the quarterbacks that were drafted, he got the best deal. The rest of those quarterbacks are going to struggle. I don't even want to talk about the Trubisky thing. I mean, that's my next thing. The Bears are stupid. I cannot believe they did that. I mean, you gave up a lot to get Trubisky. I mean, guy who played 13 games in the NFL. I called this before. Please remember, Scott called bust on Trubisky way before any of this crap ever happened. So, It's about to go down. I think Jamal Charles ends up in Philly. I've been thinking this for quite some time. I just hadn't really said it out loud. I know he's visiting somebody else today, but I got a feeling since we didn't go running back early in the draft, I think we'll probably have Charles in as soon as we can. I know we're waiting for Brian Matthews to pass a physical. As soon as he can pass a physical, he's probably going to be released, and I expect Charles to come in if he hadn't signed with somebody else by then. And then, of course, Browns. The Cleveland Browns get a thumbs up from me on the draft. I thought they did really well. They did not reach for a quarterback early. 3 solid picks in the first round. I like Hugh Jackson. I think as long as they give Hugh Jackson a chance and they leave him there, I think the Cleveland's going to be okay. I know it's Cleveland. We'll see. But you got to be optimistic if you're a Browns fan today about their draft and the direction they're headed. It's not like it usually is. So the Bears, on the other hand, I think are going that direction. I think they set themselves back a good 10 years, and the Bears are going to end up playing the role of the Lions in that division for the next decade. That's going to be it for today. Fantasy guys, get ready to start talking some fantasy because this is what the podcast is about to turn into. Until next Tuesday, you guys have a good week. Remember, like, share, subscribe. See you next Tuesday.
Leave the comments down below if you like this video. Bye!